mall, just got some ice cream, just sat on the bench.
And waited. Let me enjoy this moment.
Yeah, you just, I feel you.
Yeah, you gotta know your person. You know, sometimes, I mean, like every time you can't expect it. You know, if it's something special or if it's, you know, you can make it be about both of us. Like after I get done shopping, we can do what you want to do. But I don't like shopping, so I don't really, you know, like
I feel you.
that's not my thing.
I think I would enjoy football a lot better in person.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
I
In
can
hot
understand
sun.
that.
It would be more entertaining.
There's
'cause I
evening
can people
games.
watch. I can people watch. Why?
Don't be like that. There's evening games.
I
Sheesh.
tailgate, you know.
Yeah,
But,
okay.
yeah, she's a people watcher, so
Yeah.
I'm a people watcher too, but I know when to, you know, engage. Or even sometimes I don't even care, but I have to act like I care because that's something that they enjoy. Yes, I do that. Yes, I do that.
I'm judging.
I
I'm
do
definitely
that. I mean, especially not on everything.
No, I'm just messing.
But not on everything, but the stuff that you know when it's something that they enjoy. So you don't want to
So give me
take
an
that
example.
piece away from them.
Act like you care right now. Let me see what you do.
I gotta be in the mood for it, you know. I can't just. It's not just like on demand.
I feel you.
Because I gotta mentally prepare myself.
I feel
Like I talk to myself and all out loud. Be like, man, I really don't want to do this, but I know this is something they want to do.
Do you feel like it's only the woman's responsibility to cook the meals in the house?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I think it can be shared. Yeah, I don't think, to be honest with you, today's society, it can be idealistic. It's not realistic because everybody's working pretty much now. So the days of the stay at home, that's not, no. So I'm not a big cook, but I will buy food. So that's...
You gonna eat.
Yeah, everybody got to eat.
Whether you
so
cook or not.
My boys already know. Even if I'm going to the grocery store to get something, it's going to be for them, like snacks and stuff like that, like what they love in snacks and all that. But they already know Daddy's going to take us to breakfast. He's going to take us to get lunch, and he's going to probably order something and bring it home for us to eat. That's how that works. Because I'm not a big cook, you know.
Well, that's a good question. Because that kind of takes you back to the old school. Are people old school anymore? Like, do men even care?
Yeah, some make it a
that.
But I mean, I guess I can't say requirement. I think it's a matter of the type of person that you're dealing with. Are you okay with it being that? If you cool with it, and this is the guy, or this is his, how he feels about it, and you cool with it, then yeah, maybe it is idealistic for some, but it's not realistic. And then you on the flip side, one of my best friends, a beast cook. He cooked most of the meals. Now he works almost 80 hours a week. Man, throws down for his family. And I'm talking about can cook for real. Wife cook a little bit, but he a beast. I can't take it away from him. You know what I mean?
That's more of a talent then, though. So that's kind of like, if that's something he enjoys and it's a talent, that should really trump,
It's still sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're working almost 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
And then to make sure that y'all eat, you go in the grocery store, you gotta, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Who would you feed for? You have children?
Yes.
So, and you married. Who gets food first if you fix the food?
You said if I was married? Okay. My husband.
Okay, I respect that. What about you?
Well, see, I got this one child. and she gonna demand to be fed first. So it wouldn't be out of, putting levels of respect on it. It would just be, hey, she gonna make it known what she want, and you probably just gonna give it to her.
And I think that's a learned behavior because I grew up seeing my mother fix my dad's plate.
Totally get it.
So it's a learned behavior.
That's totally how, was raised. My dad, I think in some ways he demanded it. I don't know. He could have.
See, that would be that one thing I wouldn't.
But see, my daddy.
And now that I'm not,
I feel
I'm I'm not in the same situation.
I feel
I'm
you.
going through the process of divorce. I don't have to cook for anybody, not
Yeah.
even myself if I don't want to eat.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked the question,
I
because
feel
I was
you.
like, do I really want to go back to being the only one cooking and working as hard as I work? And
Yeah, it all rises and falls on the person. You know, it's kind of like, I think everything has to do with even compromise. I feel like before people say no, think for a moment, could I do this? You know, can I do this as a partnership? Like how can I help? How can we support each other? Not like, how can you support me? How can we support each other? Period. And so even if it's like, don't put the burden on me to do all the cooking. I don't want to have the burden. Okay, cool.
And we're talking about all this, but first things first, how do we know when it's even time to even be doing all of that? Like,
You mean to date or to what?
well, just like, yeah, dating first, because then that kind of evolves into other things. But like, how do you know when it's enough time that you're by yourself? And because sometimes you get into this mode where you're comfortable with it, just like how she said. It's like, I don't have to cook if I don't want to. If I'm not hungry, I don't have to do anything because it's just me. So what is it would be, I guess, either one of you guys' trigger to say, you know what, it's time for me to, you know, kind of step out to see what, you know, this thing is all about again.
You want me? Go ahead.
you go ahead. I gotta process that one.
A lot of it has to do with, I think you kind of know when you're ready. The issue is, don't allow yourself to get too comfortable with being alone. Because what happens is, if you're by yourself too long, then it's kind of hard to break out of that. And I've seen that happen a lot of times. There's a lady, she got married, you know, matter of fact, even closer, my grandmother, who's going on to be with the Lord, she married once. My grandfather passed when my mother was 3, my aunt was 1. She never got married again. And it's not that she didn't have opportunity, but when she would kind of get in that mode where she maybe was, she ready to, she's comfortable.
Right.
She was just comfortable. And if you wait too long, you'll get comfortable. I think but you do have to allow yourself time to kind of gather. I strongly recommend that whenever you go through a divorce, serious, you know, these heartbreaks, relationships, go to counseling. Counseling, I know we don't like to really talk about this, especially among the African American community. Mental health is vital. And you need to be able to talk to someone, and it's liberating. You need perspective, and then kind of get in the motion and the swing of things. Obviously, prayer, because you have to put those things before the Lord, because obviously you're hurt by some, you know, whatever the nature of it is that you got a divorce. You're obviously hurt. I need this to be put before God. I need my heart repaired. I kind of need to kind of get a glimpse of where I am. Just really taking that time to find myself again. And once I've kind of know that I kind of got a grip on, a really good, decent grip on that, then you just kind of open up. I think, and then what some women do to huge extremes, they stepping out, as soon as they step out, I want to see the one. Chill, have a good time, chill. You're not going to meet your husband tonight. We don't know. Chill out.
Right.
Oh my God. I mean, like, what is wrong? Just calm down.
Do you think being by yourself for extended amounts of times kind of forces you to become selfish?
Yeah, of course, to a degree. But we all, I mean, who's not selfish to a degree?
I meant the like the extreme.
Sometimes, I think it depends on the nature of the person. I think sometimes it depends on also the situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the.
Because you can have I'm not never doing that. Let's be honest for just a moment. If we're really honest, when someone hurts you, one of the most easiest things for us to do, and we do it a lot, is swear by our own hurt. It becomes that automatic wall, if you will,
Right.
or place to say, I would never let myself be hurt like this again. And so when your mentality is that, it's just kind of like, yo, if it even sometimes look like it's gonna be that. Yeah.
In a counsel situation, do you recommend the counsel be people who know you, or an absolute stranger?
Stranger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think counsel and familiarity sometimes can bring good dialogue or conversation, but I think to kind of get a certain sense of wholeness, need somebody that has nothing to gain or lose out of this.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't know you. You're crazy. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I embrace counseling. That took that self-reflection, you know, when, like you said, you can say what you say about how you feel or your actions, and somebody can say, well, what made you want to do? That should be like the ding, ding, ding. Like, that probably wasn't the right thing to do, you know. But also, like you said, if they don't have anything to gain, you know, it's kind of like if their intentions are, you know, to help you through the process, you know, it should be fruitful, you know, whatever their advice, or, you know, sometimes it's really just allowing you to look at yourself in a different perspective, outside looking in, because you know, some people who know your business, they can manipulate
I get
the
it.
situation.
I'm gonna go back to
Right.
something to those that are in Christianity as Christians. The Lord had blessed us recently to actually with two of my very close friends, one of my best friends. We wrote a friendship book together, right? This really came out of a time that we all was in a place where we needed friendship. We was really redefining friendship, and this is valuable, I think, especially among men, because we can kind of live in this isolated world, and you may have some homeboys, whatever, but I think one of the things that has to happen is faithful are the wounds of a friend, and you need somebody that in your most hardest times, challenging times, yo, I need you to be praying for me for real in this area. I need you to be, when I say holding me accountable, that's doing weekly checks or whatever. Man, how you doing in that area? How you feeling? Are you good? One of my missions and hearts in life is to really talk to the soul of individuals, because who in your spirit, you can be one whole entity, but in your soul can be a whole different person. This is why people can be great. It's even in corporate America. Amazing intelligence, can run a company, but can't run a house. Children don't even know them, disconnected. But why are these things? Because we're not, as you say, self-aware. We don't know where we are. We're not seeking to really grow. We don't have the heart to say, man, there's some things about me that I need to get the root of. Why do I respond the way I respond? Why do I react? Whatever, in whatever capacity, whether it be the shutdown or the going off.
Over the top, yeah.
Because I need to know, especially in dating, and you need to know this, I think arguments are important. They are just as valuable as the fun conversations when it comes to dating. Because I need to know what you do when you get mad. Do you tear up stuff? Do you break stuff? What's going on? Because we have a problem. I don't need you busting out windows in my house. I don't need you busting holes in my wall. I know you pumping the jasmine, so bust your windows out your car. Don't bust no windows out my car.
Yeah.
And then some people, they get off on that type of stuff.
Yeah,
And this is domestic violence month also, as well as
Right,
cancer.
exactly.
But this stuff turns into abuse. And this is that kind of stuff of, even we hear it from men and women, but I've heard it. You know, it was a lady I dealt with one time. She had told me, was, you know, kicking. Well, she scared me. When she told me, she was like, if I can't have you, nobody ever has. Oh, no. I don't know. That
Yeah.
possessiveness.
Been there, done that too.
No, be somewhere. You be walking in public. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Or waiting outside. They
Yeah.
you getting off work.
So you need that, man. You need
Yeah.
friendships, and to have that conversation, like, man, pray for me for real. Like, I'm struggling in my even the areas of maybe self control. Like, I need you, like, help me out. Don't aid and abet me for my own self destruct.
Right.
So
Was that something that you guys actually had a friendship and it just were drawn closer through it?
yeah, we had a friendship. And one of my friends in particular, we had been friends. We've been friends for over 20 years, and but the closeness, we didn't really get very, very close until the time of my divorce. And like I said, we were really good friends, but just being able to have, because psychologically, for real, regardless of what some may say, I chose to share.
That was gonna be my next question. You beat me to it.
Yeah, I chose to share. I'm not going to tell you that I didn't have the desire to drink. I wanted to drink. I wanted to shut down. I wanted to I wanted to be done. And it was just going to be another coping mechanism, outlet to kind of whatever. But you need somebody to talk that out with, and then also to create fun. Pick you up, man, let's ride, let's do this, whatever. And I'm praying for you and I'm checking on you. So that's what I would suggest.
Is there anything else you wanna?
You guys said a whole lot.
Sometimes these are like my counseling sessions too,
Yes,
because you
these
go
are mine
back
too.
and
It
even though
helps me.
you're not going through that particular thing at that particular moment, you can keep it in the back of your mind, you know, especially seeing a different perspective about things. It kind of just, you know, kind of helps you to process
Definitely.
before you even get there. Because it's kind of like when you were talking about you going through your thing and you had friends. That was my first thing. Well, did your friends kind of know what you were dealing with? You know, was there a clear picture of, you know, how they can be able to come in to help you? Or was it like, oh, it's blanket, like, I'm going through this divorce and just pray for me, just pray for me?
Yeah, it's one of those weird things, to be honest with you, where I had to pray and not being deep, you know, but I have a relationship with God, obviously, but not being deep at all. I prayed, and I remember praying, God, help me.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, help me. It's like I want to snap, I want to like flip, you know. And so in light of that, I remember clear as day, the Spirit of the Lord spoke to me and was just like, talk. Talk.
Right.
Talk. And then because I have a relationship with God, like I read, like a lot of people see the Bible like one way, but I see the Bible as more like a relational book. So you get like this drama, you get all kinds of stuff, stories in it, right? So the story of Jonathan and David to me is one of the best friendship stories there are, period, right? And the Bible clearly says that their souls were knitted together. And if I'm already in a place where I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with, who is that brother that I can share my soul with so that they can cover me? And I know this is a God thing because I had to be delivered from being idealistic. Like I was so superficial, very surface, religious, you know. And then a lot of it made me feel like I'm being so fake and hypocritical. I was struggling. I'm serious. Like I'll be in church and whatever, but feeling bad. Life tore up, man, for real. And so I knew that I needed help, for real. And so I sought it out. And then obviously a passage of scripture such as that, of many, that spoke to me. And so it created a longing and understanding for me to, in order to even be a friend or have a friend, I need to first show myself friendly. So I have these friends, but what kind of friend do I want them to be? So let me extend myself. So it came with being, hey, dude, I need you to pray for me. I need to talk this out before I be done. Get my gun and do this, that, and the third, or go beat this up, or go do this, or go slam this, or go off on this person, and then I don't know. And so what ends up happening is in those conversations, being able to also have a place that can receive it, but then not going to leave you to your destruction, is valuable.
Did you have any reservations about who it was that you shared it with?
No, only because they wasn't new in my life.
Okay.
I think that's the only reason why. I think because we had already built a rapport long enough to know that I didn't think I would be judged, but I had never been this open.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So it took this type of experience to get you to open up, so you weren't open.
Not like that. It's like I said, very surface.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm mad about something, man, that don't tick me off, whatever. But not in depth of how this is really making me feel. And which is so weird because my suffering, right, this journey, caused me to, in light of sharing, cause my friends to start peeling off layers in their own lives. Now you talking about men. Now I'm not talking about no men.
Right.
They walked in this room. You know them some men now.
Right.
Okay. No,
Not the questionable. I get it.
they men. So he's like, oh, that's a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not. You know what I mean? So I'm not talking about somebody that's coming in that want attention and whatever. But these are men, and so, but what that does is it helps you once you kind of get in tune with that and why you feel what you feel. It's self-awareness, but then you learn yourself, and then you know what you want, what you can handle, whatever.
So how did you handle, I mean, obviously in marriages, you kind of merge associations and people and family and this and that. So how did you separate, like, not to say it like this, but I don't know how to say it, but who's on your team and who's not?
Basically based upon what we went through, there's some people that totally turned against me. And they don't even have, so to speak, not even owe it to them, my side of the story.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in some ways I kind of...
Figured it out already?
Yeah. And that was one of the things that had affected me initially. Because I'm like, oh my God, man, what, you really? Like that kind of,
You didn't even give me the benefit of the doubt to
Yeah.
even know. And some people know the other person, and then it's like, I feel like that's part of their problem, is because they will know it and then won't even correct them or at least bring it to their attention to say, hey, you do treat people this way or whatever. This is not acceptable, So
That's good.
And you got the right person to come along to challenge that, and then you're the bad guy. Speaking from experience,
Those
I get
are
it.
other people
You're the
that were
background.
enabling
Right,
their
exactly.
behaviors that
Yeah.
somehow made it okay, and it was okay with it.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And sometimes people will tolerate those things because they are benefiting in a different way from them.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's a form of entertainment, something to talk about, or they're like-minded.
That,
Yeah.
oh
They're
man,
like-minded.
you just said something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like-minded.
Yeah. That can be very detrimental. And I don't know about anybody else, but it's been depending on how you look at it, a common plague for me, because I am that outspoken person. Only because, like, from beginning, I was initially that person who just kept everything in. And once I decided not to ever do that again, I became that, where here she go, telling how she feel about stuff, but
Has somebody ever been like,
see? Or like I'll just internalize it and just be like,
this is entertainment,
that was
right?
me.
That
was me. I'm slowly but surely working my way out of that area, but I'm more so on this journey. I'm also realizing earlier when you was talking about, like, you say things, you swear things on your life, and I want to be very, very intentional with my words. So sometimes I'm just not going to say anything at all, but try to look at it from a different perspective.
I feel you.
You
It
know?
makes sense.
And even in this situation that I'm in now, how I'm finding through prayer and being in the Word and everything, just being able to just look at Him a little differently.
Yeah, yeah.
Not where He failed.
Yeah.
And I even verbalized it.
Yeah.
You know, I understand. My expectations of you in this area was way so high. I apologize. And apologizing and forgiving him and letting those things go.
That's real.
So I can be able to move past it. And realizing where I made my mistakes as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
forgiving
powerful.
myself.
Yes. And to be honest with you, that's one major weight that sometimes carries along from relationship to relationship is that self, that guilt. Yeah.
So it's not, I agree with the counseling, but with, just acknowledging some things. When you are praying, you are in your closet, you crying, and, God will bring back to your memory
He will.
certain things that you said, certain things you've done that was wrong, Hey,
That's true.
next time I get the chance, I'm going to go ahead and apologize. Set that situation right. You don't leave it sour.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. That's real.
With a bad taste.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, because those are like seeds that somebody else come along and water that, and it's just like
Oh yeah, it's a tree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Men get bitter
on the journey too.
Men get bitter too. I'm telling you, it's real. Wow.
Yeah, self-reflection is good, but is there anything, and I know I'm putting everybody on the spot, the biggest thing that you've been able to find out about yourself after the fact in any of these relationships that you're like, you know what, I really, really could have did this way different, and it could have potentially, maybe self-corrected the course or something like that. Does anybody have anything?
Me personally, I seen all red flags. I just kept going.
Oh, okay.
So, I was just off the outer appearance and
Red flags, just kept going. Yeah.
That's so funny. I'm crying.
In the end, you can't. I really can't get mad. I had all these expectations. I got this person, this body, but I'm going to put all my expectations into this individual, knowing they don't possess any of them.
Interesting.
And
None of them, though. Like, I know he probably had
She's so
something.
funny, man.
Hardworking.
Hardworking. Okay. I mean, that's
good.
And it's
good.
not that he's a bad person. He just didn't have the life experiences to get him there.
Get him there.
Because there
Yeah,
was
I
an
can see
age
that.
difference. So
I got you.
Right.
Yeah, we gonna have to pick that one up on the next one.
What, the age difference?
Yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
ex was 18 years older than me. Y'all ain't even ready for this type of boy. Ho, you gonna be on this one, boy.
I don't know. She might have you beat.
For real.
no, it's not.
I ain't ready for this one, boy.
Mine's 16.
6. Oh, that close.
You said B. I said no.
Yeah.
Close.
It's close.
Yeah.
Close, but not B.
Well, I was saying, last thing I say is, what I realized more than anything about myself, I never, I always keep the integrity as it relates to that. There's things that I knew, things that I suffered, went through. I don't really tell that part, a lot of it. But what I learned about myself is I was not prepared for marriage. And when I say about that is that, and this is why I'm passionate even more about talking about relationships, in a sense, because I wanted to be married, but I didn't know what marriage comes with, in a sense.
Right.
I had to grow. I did, in a lot of areas. But yeah, we're gonna pick that one up on that next boy. That's gonna be
It's going to be good.
that's that
Good,
fire right
good,
there.
good.
That's that fire right there.
Mine was kind of risk-taking. Like, that's just been, I grew up with nothing. So it's kind of like, I always felt like whenever I get the opportunity, I'm just gonna do this. Because when you don't have opportunities and then you do, you can't use that as an excuse as to why you not.
Definitely.
So that kind of comes into the relationship part too. So I'm just like, okay, I'll try it. And then I'm that type of person, I get locked in, and it's like, I'm going to exhaust all of, and then, you know, if it don't work out, it just don't work out, part ways, whatever. Which is not a healthy thing to do, but that's just what I learned about myself. Is like, that particular trait, probably just kind of need to work on that a little bit, because I'm just like, what's the worst that can happen? I mean, you know what I mean? If you're going through each relationships and it's like you're learning this and you're taking the time out to self-evaluate, and like for me, I don't really care what people think about whether or not, you know, I've been married twice or I'm this. I don't care, because I've been, I'm gonna use her word, intentional about taking whatever experience that was, taking it through the ringer. Oh, okay, what could I have done differently, and what would I be looking for next time?
I got
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of been my thing. I'm gonna go, but I guess I gotta be a little bit more tactful on it.
I don't wanna keep wiping the slate clean, starting over. That's not my thing. I like.
I'm cool with starting over. Like, I'm
not in relationships.
I'm cool with.
I feel you.
I'm not cool with start over like relationship. I'm saying, like, when you're given the opportunity, when you say you forgiving somebody and you don't bring it in, I can literally say I don't bring the old in. I mean, I'm mindful of it. But when I was able to kind of master that, I was like, man, this is like great. I literally cannot blame this person for what this other person has done. And that was an accomplishment for me, because I'm that receipt checker. You know what I mean? I'm like, no you didn't. You said this on this day, and I'm really like that. But to a fault is because I hold myself accountable for the things that I say and do.
That's
so
good.
I expect it from other people, even though that might be a foreign language to them.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, friends, please take the opportunity to evaluate. Take the moment to evaluate. As always, we thank you so much for taking the opportunity to be a part of the butterfly effect. Listen, mental health is very vital. I'm a firm believer that the more healthy we are mentally, the more we're able to be effective. This is a time now that obviously God wants you to have relationships, but he wants you to have the right one in the right time. Until next time, have a good time, have a good week, have a good month. See you.
All right. So eloquently done.